When we think of warriors in Hollywood, one name stands out like a clenched fist raised against time: Sylvester Stallone. For nearly 6 decades, Stallone has been the face of grit, endurance, and relentless drive. From the streets of Philadelphia as Rocky Balboa, to the jungles of Vietnam as John Rambo, to the modern battlefield of aging and legacy, he has fought every step of the way. But here's the truth: Stallone is more than just an action star. He is a symbol. A man who refused to bow down to rejection, who turned pain into power, and who reinvented himself again and again when Hollywood said he was finished. Today we're going to talk about the 5 great achievements of Sylvester Stallone. 5 pillars that define not just his career but his character. And at the heart of them all is one word: resilience. Let's dive in. 1. Creating evergreen characters. Every warrior leaves behind a legend. For Stallone, those legends have names: Rocky Balboa and John Rambo. In 1976, Stallone was broke, living in poverty, and rejected over 1,000 times as an actor. He had one shot, a script he wrote called Rocky. Hollywood loved the story but didn't want him to star. They wanted a real actor. Stallone said no. He'd rather starve than sell his dream. That decision changed cinema forever. Rocky became the ultimate underdog story, winning Oscars and inspiring millions. But more than that, it gave the world a timeless symbol of hope. Rocky wasn't just a boxer. He was every man who had been counted out, every fighter who kept getting up when life knocked them down. Then came Rambo in the 1980s. Where Rocky represented heart, Rambo embodied raw survival. Alone, scarred, and relentless, he showed the darker warrior spirit, the man who fights even when the war never ends. These characters never aged out of relevance. They became evergreen because they weren't just roles. They were extensions of Stallone himself. Modern example: think of how Creed reintroduced Rocky to a new generation. 40 years later, Rocky still inspires. That's what evergreen characters do. They live forever. 2. Reinventing himself across eras. Most actors get one golden age. Stallone had several. 1970s, the underdog with Rocky. 1980s, the king of action with Rambo and larger-than-life roles. 1990s, experiments with comedy and sci-fi. Some failed, some surprised. 2000s, comeback with Rocky Balboa and Rambo 4. 2010s to 2020s, new franchises like The Expendables, mentor roles in Creed, and even television with Tulsa King. Every time Hollywood whispered he's done, Stallone rewrote his story. That's resilience, the ability to adapt without losing your essence. Classic tale parallel. Think of the phoenix, the mythical bird that burns and rises from its ashes. Stallone has been that phoenix in Hollywood, burning out in one era only to rise again stronger in another. 3. Embodying the warrior spirit on and off screen. A true warrior doesn't just fight battles in the arena. He lives by the code outside it. Stallone's life mirrors his characters. He came from hardship, struggled with poverty, and clawed his way into Hollywood with nothing but sheer willpower. On screen, Rocky fights for dignity, Rambo fights for survival, and Barney Ross in The Expendables fights for brotherhood. Off-screen, Stallone fought through failures, injuries, and criticism. He stayed disciplined, physically, mentally, and emotionally. He once said, "I believe there's an inner power that makes winners or losers, and the winners are the ones who really listen to the truth of their hearts." That's the warrior spirit, the refusal to betray yourself no matter how heavy the odds. 4. Resilience through failure and comebacks. Here's where Stallone's story truly becomes legendary. The 1990s nearly destroyed him. Films like Stop or My Mom Will Shoot made him a punchline. Critics called him finished. Younger action stars like Schwarzenegger, Willis, and Van Damme were dominating the screen. But Stallone never surrendered. He trained harder, he wrote better, he waited for his moment. Then, in 2006, he delivered Rocky Balboa. What was supposed to be a nostalgic farewell turned into one of the most powerful comebacks in cinema. Audiences cried, they stood and applauded, because they weren't just watching Rocky get back up. They were watching Stallone himself rise again. That's resilience, not just surviving failure, but using it as fuel to come back even stronger. Modern parallel. How many of us face rejection, embarrassment, or failure and never try again? Stallone shows us that comebacks are possible, if you keep moving forward. 5. Becoming a multi-generational legend. Few actors stay relevant for one generation. Stallone has stayed relevant for 3. Baby boomers grew up with the original Rocky and Rambo. Millennials found him again in Rocky Balboa, The Expendables, and Creed. Gen Z knows him as a mentor figure and even as a streaming star in Tulsa King. How? Because his stories are universal. Every generation faces struggle. Every generation needs resilience, and Stallone embodies it like no other. Classic tale connection. Think of the warriors of old, Alexander, Spartacus, Leonidas. Their names echo across centuries. Stallone, in his own way, has carved a similar cultural echo. His characters will outlive him. That's legacy. Core attribute, resilience. So let's return to the key attribute. What truly explains Sylvester Stallone's unmatched longevity? Not talent alone, not luck, not even fame. It is resilience. The ability to take hit after hit, rejections, failures, ridicule, injuries, aging, and still keep moving forward. That's what makes him more than an actor. That's what makes him a warrior. 5 takeaways you can apply. Now let's bring Stallone's resilience into your life. Here are 5 ways. Create your own evergreen character. Define yourself by your values, not your circumstances. Be someone who inspires others long after the moment has passed. Reinvent yourself when the world changes. Don't cling to one role. Adapt, upgrade, evolve. Like Stallone moving from Rocky to Rambo to Creed. Live the warrior spirit daily. Discipline in health, work, and relationships is not optional. It's the armor that protects you. Turn failures into comebacks. Don't fear failure. Use it as raw material for your next rise. Every setback is just training for the next fight. Think long-term. Build legacy. Don't live for applause today. Live for the echo tomorrow. Build something that will outlast you. Sylvester Stallone's story is not just about Hollywood. It's about life. It's about standing up when you've been knocked down, refusing to quit when the world laughs at you, and reinventing yourself when the fire burns low. He has created legends, reinvented himself across eras, embodied the warrior code, and proven resilience time and again. That's why Stallone isn't just an actor. He is a symbol of what it means to be a warrior in the modern age. So the next time life pushes you to the canvas, remember Stallone's lesson. It's not about how hard you hit. It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. Don't forget to share, like, and subscribe.